All right, what does Cassandra have in store for us next? I can't help but notice that we are constantly buying chocolate and then it disappears rather rapidly. I should probably figure out who the chocolate bandit is. I got some Huai passing by. We have Bishop, who is psychically sensitive with bloodlust. Hammond, who is a slow learner, slothful, and ascetic. And Howard, careful shooter, body purist, and greedy. None of them are what we are looking for, that's for sure. But we're doing real nice on the fungal side of things. And we have a crazy amount of smoke leaf joints. Yeah, we're extremely smoke leaf joint rich. We did wall mugs in because the gibbet cage was causing a negative mood penalty for our people, which I did not realize. Makes sense. Certainly not complaining. And we do have to find a place to move our anti-grain warheads. That's a tough one, though. I'd like them to be more closely adjacent to our mortars, but I need to do that in a way where they are not going to get punched by a visitor having a tantrum and destroy half our base. Because that's not fun. Nobody likes that. We still have a few turrets left. But I'm really going to wait for the next, Manhunter pack or whatever comes about. Promise Bringer is good. If this was excellent, I think I definitely would do it for Fast Mover and Psi Meditative. But at 101 hives, I think it's too much. I'm going to put a save just because hives. Sometimes I like to go back and do what I call multiverse episodes, where I will try a quest that I have decided is ill-advised in order just to see how the colony holds up. The context on quests like that one, though, is that there's a huge amount of RNG that comes into play because we have this field, which is very attractive for infestations. So the algorithm for infestations, basically, you can bring up dev mode and you can actually see an overlay of the infestation percentage for your colony, where infestations are likely to happen. And we have created a really large, very attractive area for infestations to take place. The issue is that it can bleed out. So the infestation needs to start at a point, but then it can expand out into other adjacent areas. And the issue that we have is this whole space is underground, this whole space is underground, and some of this is underground. So when you have all of that, there's a lot of different ways an infestation can happen. If the infestation is completely contained in this area, it's good. If it bleeds into this area, things get messy, complicated, bad, etc. Might still be worth it to do an infestation in those types of conditions, but it gets very hectic. There's a lot of danger that comes along with that. I'm starting to realize Steroid, I guess Steroid has most of the things. We should probably get Steroid some bionic eyes now that I look at it. Because we could... Yeah, you're already integrated, aren't you? So I don't believe there's a higher transhumanist level than feeling integrated. We can check someone who's just done to the nines, like Valentin. I think, yeah, still transformed, which is just the 3 moodlet. One thing I noticed is there are these white pips. Kind of can't. Oh yes, this was Flynn and Amboss getting married. This was Gray and Morrison getting married. This was White and Steroid getting married. Oh, this is Kamba and Young getting married. Dang, deep cuts. Valentin and Flynn getting married? Who remembers that? Do they still dislike each other? They do. I think that, yeah, I guess ex-wife will be a moodlet that stays forever. Amboss, how are we doing over here? Okay, we need some psychic love for you, and our marriage counselor, Edie. Amboss, you love Flynn. You may think that you don't, but you do. We've been holding that off because Flynn decided to be a sharpshooter and decided to shoot Amboss's mother, which, you know, I think is sometimes a feeling that that spouses have towards their significant others, but can't condone it. So Flynn got a little reckless, shot Amboss's mom, and the rest is history. And we have been patching that over with a little psychic love ever since. This terror sculpture. What is the art on this? On these pieces, an image of an abstract rendering of intimacy. The work suggests the concept of thirst. Provocatively, thousands of warriors appear behind the focal point. I think that's why I kept it. I think it was called Kindness, and it was Intimacy and Thirst, which I thought was chuckle-worthy. Ever so slightly chuckle-worthy. I kind of don't mind seeing Green and Edie both going after this with their free time. And then we're coming due for the next little bit of excitement. We do have this legendary throne, currently assigned to no one. I forgot who I was working on getting honor with. Looks like Musto. We only have 11 at the moment, but I like having our melees have skip in particular, because sometimes you just need to close the gap with someone who's about to shoot something awfully nasty at your people. Now, are these actually working the way that I thought they would? Yep. They do appear to be. Quest. Okay, the bug quest is expiring in 30. I'm going to toss another save. I like to do those kind of at the end of their run. It also helps me when I load the save to find the quest. But we're going to let that one go. Our food supply has been staying nice and stable, too. Wow, that statue has a 1,000 beauty. How does that compare to... Oh, yeah, 3,000 beauty for that. 6,000 beauty for this one. Wow, look at that power outage. Lolita sires another polar bear for us, but we don't need it. Thank you, but no thank you, Lolita. This is a long solar flare. Oh, so I took a red eye last night. So we will see. We'll see how long I play into the evening. Holy solar flare! I feel like 7 hours is a long time for a solar flare. Shoot frenzy on white is very nice. Our stockpile, we could use a little more meat. Let's take a look at the wildlife tab. Well, that's one hare, one rat, and one squirrel. I honestly don't know that I could imagine. Oh yeah, wow. So that solar flare was so long that it killed all of our crops. Ooh, hospitality for Katie. Requesting a favor. Katie is interested in learning about your culture, and he wants you to host her at Turtle Haven for 10 days. Katie will not do any work. We get Latch, who is a careful shooting wimp. Get a masterwork revolver or an advanced component and 50 jade. All we have to do is masterwork revolver. There's some temptation. If it was legendary, I might think about it. I'm just gonna do it because it's easy enough. We can just put Katie in here. It won't be any big deal. And Katie can just be assigned to work is fine, I guess. Even though she won't do any. And then let's take, whoa. Oh, it already doesn't like folks. So you're post ideology. Everybody is medical use only in our in our world. I don't know what's up with that, but recreate as much as you want. Then do anything some of the time too. There we go. We're just doing that because why not? And then you should be already eating lavish meals. Yep. It's a little chilly outside. And yeah, Katie can pretty much go anywhere she wants, but we just want Katie to be happy. Wow. Incapable of all work. Oh my. Wait, why are you taking... Oh, chemical fascination and tough. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Katie's just hanging around in Mule and Morrison's bedroom while they are intimate. Katie needs to learn some boundaries, I fear. Yeah, Robbie, the power was out. It's back now, so we are good. We are good to go. And we have a new person here now. Katie, can you? Oh, another mechanoid cluster. I guess it's just all mechanoid clusters all day. What do we have here? 3 days until it's active. This one looks pretty... We don't mind a sunblocker. That's fine. I think we wake this one up. Low shield, yeah. We're gonna poke this once. Gonna poke it once, and then I'm hoping that they don't all come in immediately, and they actually do what we expect them to do, and are just kind of like a ball of death for a while. But just in case they all decide to come in, we're gonna be ready for them. Stowe comes out, Tony comes out. All right. Looks like they may actually come in. I was kind of hoping they would turn around. They haven't been doing that. I wonder if that was a change in the patch notes. All right, so this is the part where we need to cause a little bit of a slowdown. Green, what's going on with your ability to target here? Let's... All right. Beevor will grab this one for herself. Beautiful. All right, now we have four centipedes still up and operational. So we can just... There we go. We definitely, we break some shield belts with this new strategy. We're not too kind to our meleeers. They take a lot of heat, but... Starvation. Bangs will get some food, hopefully very soon. And again, another mech cluster, but it's very minimally concerning. But this has just been the night of mech clusters, apparently. Now, Katie, can you... Is there a reason you're not replacing your clothing? Locked apparel. I gotta feel like locked apparel should not be tattered, or they should not have the sadness of that comes from locked apparel if they literally aren't willing to change. Controversial, I know, but I think that's one of those annoying things when you have a guest come and they're like, "I'm so sad, I'm wearing terrible clothing," and you're like, "Okay, come put on some nice clothing," and they're like, "Nah, not so much." So let's see, is there anything being produced? We have two assemblers, we got scythers and centipedes. Centipedes are a little annoying, so I'm gonna have Valentin snipe the centipede one. For those who haven't seen it before, one of the interesting new additions in the last patch, I'm actually not sure about this patch, but now your shooting skill figures into how accurately you shoot. So Valentin should be right on the money with taking this out, which just means we won't have to deal with more centipedes. Then the rest of this we can just kind of leave behind. I would prefer the sunblocker not to get destroyed, but I don't think it's worth fighting 4 centipedes to do that. All right, that's that. And then I'm also, while we're here, we don't need more of them coming in. Something like a Manhunter pack will clear up most of these. It is scary how accurate they can be. As for context, Valentin has a 20 shooting, and has a great memory and does a lot of shooting. So, Valentin is staggeringly accurate when it comes to mortar shooting, which really helps out a great deal when it comes to things like that. Let's see. Just checking in on a few things, making sure all is well. There we go. Yeah, bears are doing their job. We still have quite the surplus of chem fuel. I don't like leaving large stockpiles of chem fuel around, but this fire foam popper will take care of any explosions that happen in that room. So it's not too terrible. And also, at least historically, this design here, each of these pods of... Oh, what is going on here? This is not the way this is supposed to be. That's interesting. I wonder if that's a save game issue. So the way that you put single pieces of slate down, we'll do it right now, is we're going to build a slate fence there. And then we'll have someone, everyone's sleeping at the moment, but after you build it, you forbid it after you cancel it, basically. And you have to be pretty quick, or you'll miss it. But this design with the L in the corner is designed to prevent the explosions from propagating. Okay, Kenta can come do this. Oh, Bangs is already on it. Okay, so we want to go nice and slow, because if Bangs builds it, then all is lost. Not really, but... There we go. Then we just cancel it, forbid it. There we go. And basically the idea is we can have one... Yeah, what happened here? We can have one storage zone, but the segments are separated by enough that the explosion won't propagate around. So this fire foam popper will cause... How much is this? We'll lose 1,200 chem fuel if one of these gets tagged. But it's also relatively unlikely because this is all overhead mountains. So it's much more likely that we would have insects show up in there. And we have had that happen before. How you doing, Katie? I think the chemical fascination is going to keep her pretty happy, even though we can't ask her to take drugs because of her ideology, which is odd that chemical fascination takes precedence over that, but go figure. And I would like to expand this this unstable power cell corner, but maybe we'll wait until we grab this one, if indeed we are able to. Ooh, inspired creativity on Elliot. Elliot, I don't think you have any of the skills that are... You do have a 10 on construction. Also 20 on animals. Mad props to her on that. But I guess that's what happens when you have 60 polar bears. $60 approximately. Flickr was doing their own thing. But yeah, it's so incredible to me that you can now have one mortar person take out a couple elements of a mech cluster, where previously you didn't have that capacity at all. That would, you'd be randomly shelling endlessly. I will say this is much preferable. I'm not sure if cutting this hole was necessarily smart. We could fill this hole back in. But we created all of this basically because this was we had created a peninsula here, and if a raid came in, we wanted to make sure that we gave them a way to path all the way around our defenses to our kill box. But I'm not remembering why there were 2 of them. That is an interesting question. Also, these wargs have seen better days. Inspire creativity on Elliot again, or did I just leave that there? Might have just been, that might be a leftover from I noticed it but didn't do anything with it. These must be almost deteriorated. I kind of wish that Desiccated came with a parenthetical, it will last this much longer, but oh my gosh, Killed My Mother is down to 32. It was 47 before. I think we are on a countdown. We have rescued Flynn and Amboss's marriage. It's an incredible miracle. I should move Katie all the way to the end there, just so she is easy to find. We could technically arm her. She is capable of fighting, but I do not think that it is worth it. We need more 3x3 floor coverings. They're very heavy, so we can't really caravan for them. At least not easily. The Great Fungus Harvest is happening. I wonder how much fungus we have. Looks like we might have somewhere around like 9,000 fungus. I guess we can actually check it up here, can't we? Plant matter. Ah, yes. Oh, so we actually can't check it. So this is an interesting design aspect of the way that this colony is built, is that the fungal fields are just a grow zone, and we leave most of the fungus down here. And then we only move it up into the base when it's needed or appropriate to. We do keep a supply here for resupplying all of the biosculpt pods. But for the most part, we try to minimize the effort needed to maintain the colony, and we do that by not moving fungus that may just end up deteriorating. Because some of it will. Oh yeah, I think, Mule, you were carrying a Psychic Shock Lance, and you still are. I'm going to give Steroid a couple of bionic eyes. Left eye, right eye. Just get Steroid up to snuff. Bionic eyes help with nearly everything, so... Forsaken survivors. 6 desperate refugees are approaching. Their leader is called Saunders. They say they have escaped from a slave caravan. Saunders begs you for permission. In return, they offer to work and fight for free during this time. If you make them happy, some of them may offer to join you. They may also reward you later for helping them, but there is no way to know their true intentions. These refugees are not part of any faction. If you wish, you can choose to kill, arrest, sell, or harvest them without diplomatic consequences. Okay, we have a minute to think on that one. That is tempting, though. We can put them in this this bedroom barracks thing here. see if any of them are worthy of recruiting. Steroid is getting some sweet sunglasses. Ooh, a male psychic soothe coming through.